If it's a choice between club reps show their tits, I'd rather watch Hetty Hainrop Investigates, or whatever it is. Oh no, what's the one? What's that one that's always on? Murder, She Wrote. Yeah.
The Games. That was the one for me when I sat with a mouth like a guppy. When they said, and here she comes now, the next contestant, and it's Victoria. Oh God, Victoria Harvey, they're really scraping the barrel. But no, Victoria Harvey's sister. Someone who's not famous as sister was a celebrity on a show to see if she could jump over something.
But now they've all got the same haircut, the same short skirt, the same attitude. That's the one that gets me. You've got to have attitude. And all attitude means is just being a bit snotty. There's no skill. You've got attitude. Oh, she's got attitude. Yeah. What does that mean? She's rude. Oh, right, great. That's a marvellous thing then.
All the programme makers have got to find a way every few seconds to make it exciting. Like I did then. Did you see what I did?
And respect. You've got to have respect all the time. You must be respected. Or, you know, everyone's looking for respect above all else. You know, to be honest, I don't mind if some people don't respect me. Fuck them.
Yes. Our grumpies remember the days when the news was read by serious men sitting behind desks who could scarcely keep their toupees on straight. Proper newsreaders. Nowadays, these poor devils have to walk sideways, remembering to glance back and forth at pictures you know they can't see, so you can get the most out of the hey, wow graphics. Poor old Sir Trevor. Looks about as comfortable as he would if they'd dressed him up as a Bay City roller.
And you just... What's happened? What's this all about? And you think... gradually it dawns on you, somebody must have said, I've got an idea that will really make the news viewing experience much improved. We'll take your desk away.
But the violence goes on.
And this is something that happens just across the board. I mean, almost every experience in some way or other is just puzzling, and you can't see how people thought this was an improvement.
But that's enough complaining about the programmes. Let's complain about the adverts. These days they cost more than the shows they get in the way of. And if we're lucky, we even get a little story.
4 blokes playing squash. And then one of them says, yes, I've been headhunted by the bald. And the other one says,
I've doubled my turnover up to 125 mil, you know.
And the other one says something else, and then they're all in the car after.
And they drive off, and they are looking around this car thinking.
So one of them hasn't spoken, he says,
What did you say you did?
and I wish he'd say, I steal cars.
But he doesn't. He says,
I didn't.
you know, and they think, well, why are you driving this fucking cheap Japanese car then?
And lest we should be accused of sneering only at commercial television, let's have a good hard bite at the hand that feeds us.
The issue for the BBC is that there are a load of bloody left-wing turds, right? Not paid very well, right? They like the politics. It's as though a television channel was being produced at Oxford, right? They enjoy the politics of it as much as they enjoy what's actually produced at the end of the bloody day.
The thing about working for the BBC that really drives me crazy is that you have to be so reasonable. At all times they expect you to be fair and balanced. And sometimes being fair and balanced is so ludicrous that it just kills the story.
Ah yes, the need for balance, which obliges us, though otherwise of course we wouldn't, to extend our ungenerous remarks to those purveyors of elegant satellite dishes which now grace and enhance just about every home in the land.
The message came back from the great beyond. There's 57 channels and nothing on. 57 channels and nothing on.
I must admit, I've got the all singing, all dancing, you know, satellite with 496 channels. Is what does become a little bit of a pisser is at 8 o'clock at night you can't find anything you want to watch.
I could never get the hang of it, because when you've got that many choices, there's always this feeling that there must be something better than this somewhere else.
The shopping channel, and it's bad for you. I recommend, you know, that's worse than smoking in a way. But yeah, you get to know some of these little people who appear to be obsessed with, you know, their new egg frying machine or something, and they love it, don't they? And there's a half-hour programme about it, and people in the audience going, "Wow! This new knife can cut onions twice as fast as the left. Oh wow! My life is complete."
We have a programme about scorpions having it off. You know, it's sex in the dust. Next on National Geographic, sex, claw, fang, talon. You know, in the old days, it was Oxford Scientific Films present the reproductive cycle of the higher arachnids. You know,
and they have auditions for new presenters on cable TV. And there's just all these kids who think that you say, well, I've got loads of personality, whereas the truth is that they just drink too much Sunny Delight and think their navel will make them popular. And then the researchers will say to all these kids, just get out there and be yourselves, ignoring the fact that they wouldn't be there if they didn't want to be somebody else.
But the worst thing about the media, absolutely the worst thing, is that it's so very far up its own bottom. It can't get enough of itself. If it's not giving itself prizes and awards for the best bit of grim and bloody news in some country full of poor people, it's the most excruciating moment in a badly written soap or the most egregious rip-off of an existing reality show.
Every award ceremony is hell, and they're mostly hell because of you. Because you turn up and they say, and tonight, to present the awards, we have you,
Angus
Jonathan
Deaton.
Ross, Angus Deaton,
Frank Skinner,
some other
Stephen Fry,
noddy off the telly.
I'll sit through 2 hours of an award ceremony just for that one wonderful moment when a celeb falls flat on their face and makes a total arse of themselves.
We love it when we win them. Of course, when we don't win them, they're meaningless trinkets, and we wouldn't dignify the occasion with our presence. But when we're up for an award, we're straight up there, black tie, grinning, top hole.
But you might think it odd that we who work in TV should make a programme about how bloody awful it is. But don't think you out there in viewing land escape criticism, sitting out there with your feet up, feeling all smug and superior. All we do is give you more of the stuff you actually watch. You read and watch rubbish, so you get more rubbish. We're like those supermarket shelf stackers. You buy the stuff, and we come out at night and fill the shelves up again. If you really watched those highbrow programmes, as you say you do, we'd still be in the golden age. Or is that just our sad, sentimental and fading memories?
No, there was no golden age. Because what came on before Civilization on BBC Two was the black and white minstrel show. There was no fucking golden age of television. And that really is a nonsense, is that if you take a whole decade and you pick out The Likely Lads, Cathy Come Home, The Ascent of Man and one other thing, you've got 5 hours of television.
From a decade.
Out of a decade. There's more good television made now and shown now than there has ever been. But there is also consummately a fuck of a lot more dross, and most of it presented by him.
Yeah.
And probably an awful bit of it that we're now taking part in.
Why does everything have to be so quick all the time, relentlessly fast paced, in order that you can sit down and watch TV that's relentlessly fast and full of noise and fury? And it's all full of noise and fury, and it all does signify nothing. And people are petrified of the idea of one person just sitting down and doing nothing, not eating, not talking, not watching the TV, not listening to their iPod or their Walkman, not looking at adverts, not hearing adverts boomed out from somewhere else, not avoiding people coming by with leaflets. They hate the idea that just someone could just sit there quietly on their own. Lovely.